back. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I don't have the kids right now, so I thought I'd do a video. And I had a couple things I wanted to highlight from the last couple of days of trading, been live streaming. And I wanted to talk about, I don't know if there's traders out there, y'all probably all doing amazing, making tons of money. But for those that aren't, those are still learning, those are still trying to get better. Sorry, my voice is a little scratchy because I haven't even talked for like the last 12 hours. So this is my first attempt at making this video and first time talking all day pretty much. Because I just kind of woke up. So going into this, I wanted to just talk about people are really into, their algo. And I'm like this too, where if I could just find that indicator, that one indicator that eliminates all my problems in trading, eliminates my psychological issues. And I'm going to go through a couple days where I'm going to run you through some of the psychological reasons that I might have missed trades or made mistakes. And then other days where I didn't make as many mistakes because I wasn't letting emotions get the best of me. One of these days was Tuesday, where the market, and basically I've been focusing on one thing. I've been focusing on trading ES Mini right now because I feel like if I want to become a professional trader, where I do this for a living and be super consistent at it, I need to master one ticker first at a time, because I do want to trade NQ, but going right into NQ I feel like would be a mistake, especially if you're fairly new at futures. I've been trading options and stocks for a long time, but futures not as much. So learning how to trade them and getting a feel for them, I think that's really important. So I do use the NQ as sort of a gauge of what ES might do, but I do want to focus on one ticker. So I've been doing that. And one of my problems before, and this is why I do this now, was I was trying to trade all the indices. One day I'd be trading the Russell, one day I'd be trading NQ, so on and so forth. So I stopped doing that. I said, I'm just going to focus on one. Even if one is going crazy, I'm going to just focus on mine and just wait for my setups that happen with my ticker. So I don't know if that'll help somebody out there. Focus on one indice and then master that if you're doing futures, or same thing with stocks. Have just a select few of your babies that you really know how they move. So that's one tip there. The other one was I got really angry on Tuesday. I got really mad. And what happened was, here's where the market opened. Okay, the market opens up, and I'm in this trade to the long side. I just know it's going up, and that's first off. That was my first. Even though I was right, that was my first mistake. Was that I was 100% sure that it was going to go higher, and so I wasn't being open and flexible with the possibilities of anything happening, because that's one thing you have to have a mind state of, is anything is possible. And I was not in that mindset. So I'm sitting in this trade and I'm getting ecstatic that I was right. Okay, so there's my other mistake. One, I was 100% confident. Two, I was getting excited that I was right. I was also excited about the money that was piling up here. So the other issue that I had was that I was stubborn here when I realized deep down my logical mind, rational mind, knew that this trade was reversing and that the momentum had just shifted here at the resistance point. Okay, it's just a natural thing that happens. But I was so stubborn that I said to myself, I'm not going to let this trade fail. And so what did I do? Even after all the evidence was mounting that this trade was reversing here, I was buying the dip the whole way down. The whole way down. And then I kept getting madder and more angry and madder. And then at the end, I finally just I just said, screw it. And I put in every contract that I could possibly put in. And I'm trading a funded challenge account. So they let you do up to 35 ES contracts, large ES contracts. So by the time I was here, I was pretty much maxed out. And this is just just how the market works. Okay, it's just such a mental game that I was literally max contracts here from about here, buying all the way down after I let about $1,000 profit go. I let that go to zero, and then I bought the dip all the way down. They literally liquidated the account. Basically, you hit the stop loss for the account right here, and that's where it reversed. So the entirety of this day, this is all live stream too. You guys, I wasn't getting mad on the live stream, but deep down I was getting super upset. So I had to reset the account here because I let my emotions get the best of me here. I didn't want to let the trade fail, and then I kept buying all the way down. And of course, they take it all the way down to the almost to the tick to liquidate the account, and then it reverses back. And I could have probably gotten out with a profit if I could have just basically had a little more room. So this whole trade failed because of my emotions and my ego. It had nothing to do with the system that I'm trading, or the indicators or anything like that. Okay, so next day I said to myself, I'm going to have no emotions about this, and I'm going to wait until the market tells me what it wants to do. I'm not even going to pretend like I know what's about to happen. I'm going to say anything is possible. All right. And so I waited here at the low. So this is where it opens up, and it kind of sells off here. So let's see, 830. So it rips, it sells off pretty hard. So I go, here we go. We're going to continue selling off. All right. So I try a couple shorts, super small. Every time I short here, it bounces. Every time I short here, it bounces. And this is live stream too. And I'm basically, all I'm doing is observing. I'm looking at the premiums. I'm looking at the options. I'm looking at momentum. I'm looking at the order flow. And all I'm doing is sitting and watching and observing and just waiting for the market to give me some sign of what it wants to do next. And eventually at this point, I started buying a few contracts here just to test it out a little bit. And once I started seeing that work in my favor, I started adding a few more contracts. Okay, so I started building into it, scaling in. And eventually we get this rip for like about an hour or so. And so then I get out. I said, okay, that's good enough for me. You know, I made like $1,000, $700, something like that. I'm good. And so I stopped trading right here, even though I think I traded maybe a couple times later on in the day, but I was like, okay, that trade is done. I'm done. I'm going to sit back and chill and just and do that whole process one more time. And I'm going to tell you what, it was so boring to do that. I was so bored. I actually had way more fun trading here because I was emotional and I was getting mad. And so we got people, I don't know if people are like me here with this, but sometimes I get crazy where I just get so bored that I just want something to happen. I just want to take a big bet. I just want to take a big trade. I just want to put in 30 contracts just to see what happens. But trading here like this, I mean, it was so easy that I made so much money in such a short amount of time. It really wasn't that much money, but to me, that's a lot of money. I made so much in such a short amount of time that I just get bored watching it the rest of the day. So then, and that's another issue too, over trading. A lot of times I'll come in and now I'm like, well, I read the market perfect there. So why can't I do it, a couple more times? And so then I'll start adding, and this is what I avoided this time. You'll start adding more contracts than you normally trade. You'll start taking dumber trades where you're just kind of winging it with no preparation. So I don't know if this is going to help people with your trading, but let me tell you right now, though, that whatever system you end up using, the system isn't going to be why you fail. It's going to be you as the trader. So, if you guys like this kind of commentary, just let me know in the comments. Hit me with that like. And we'll, if you guys want this algorithm here, this link to the free trial will be in the description. Peace.